worse, probably.
I'm sure the eyes would actually be worse.
One thing I
Maybe.
didn't like that happened to me is, and I've told part of the story before. There was this guy Howard used to pick on me, and it seemed like there were always like 5 of them, you know, and it was stupid stuff. I remember they'd come up and he'd like karate chop my shoulder and say "chop of the morning," which is so dumb, and it didn't hurt. But
That's funnier than 9/11.
That's funnier than all the jokes you've said so far. Chop of the morning.
yeah. But the thing is, it wasn't that he was karate chopping my arm. It was a signal that he could if he wanted to. Like, that was what it was. And I eventually beat this guy up, which I'll get to. But he scratched Fag in my locker. And he was a good bit bigger than me. Like, and the scratching Fag in my locker, the big problem with that is it was this, like, badge of shame that I had to fucking deal with for ages, you know, for the rest of the year. Because every year you get new lockers. And people be like, you know, who scratched Fag in your locker? And I'd be like, they probably didn't know whose it was. But they did. I know who did it, and I know why they did it, because they didn't like me. And the best part of it was, I've told this before, but we would all, like, get back from gym class, and then something about gym class, we all queued up. There was a doorway, and the color of the tile changed, so everyone knew exactly how far you could go, and that was the limit. And we're all there, like, kind of, like, I was towards the front of the line, and so was he, and there was this natural conflict going on. And we work our way to the other side of the tile change. Like everyone, they'll fight. And I find myself out there in open space with him, you know, because everyone's shoulder to shoulder. And then we leave that group. And it's like, all right. Like in my head, I'm like, well, I guess we're fucking doing this, you know, like, here we go. And he's tall. Like, he could put his chin on my head. But I had been watching boxing on television the day before. I didn't know what it was. I know now it's an overhand right. But the guy threw this super hard punch and ducked his head down at the same time. And I'm like, the magic of that, right? It's both offense and defense at the same time. Like, you can't even hit him because he's got his head in the wrong spot and he's throwing a punch. Like, that's the move. And I throw a jab or two because that seems to be what they did, right? You know, and they're not really hitting their mark or whatever. And then I throw this fucking overhand right, and it just happens to land on his nose. Not that I'm super accurate, but that day I was. And his nose opens up. It just, blood starts gushing out, which is the beauty of this thing, right? Because after that, it went to some wrestling that I'll call mostly even or whatever. But the score is fucking posted. His shirt is like covered with blood all over it, and I look fresh as a daisy. And it's just like, yeah, Woody fucking kicked Howard's ass. Like, that just happened.
I had one of those. Yeah. Absolutely.
And
yeah, you get popped in the nose. That's about it. Like maybe if you're in the UFC, you want to aim for the butt and hit him in the jaw. But if you're in high school, if you pop that kid in the nose, he can't see, breathe, and he's covered in blood. Like you could pop him in the nose and walk away. Like, I've had nose been broken a bunch of times. I've had it where I'm just like tapping out. I don't want any more, and I've had it where I'm still ready to go. But what happened with this guy, and I still have this like semi-coward regret. After I beat up Howard, and there's really no other way to look at it, his buddy Michael Bowman wanted to fight me, and I give myself like a 20% chance at beating Michael. He was just bigger and stronger than me. He was a long-haired hick country boy, but not fat. And it would have had to be my best day. I lose 4 out of 5 times to him. And Michael's like calling me out, like he's going after me. And I'm like, all right, well, here we go again. You know, like I'm not going to puss out or anything. And then this guy named Teddy. Teddy's black. He's really small, and he talks a mile a minute. And he sees this going on, and Teddy liked me. And he's just like having no part of like he knows the whole deal. He knows what happened. I stood up to my bully, and now I've got fucking the boss character to deal with. And Teddy's like, motherfucker, now you got me. Now you got me. Yo, come on, fuck with me. Fuck with me. I'll fuck you up. I'll get right. So Teddy's going nuts on this guy, chest to chest. Michael Woods, he's like, dude, my conflict's not with you. My conflict's not with you. Teddy's smaller than both of us. Like, he's just got all the confidence in the world. And I'm like, why did I get this little guy to stand up for me? Maybe if I could have done that, I'd be boss. But I didn't.
He could be your Joe Pesci.
Yeah, that's it. He was like a black Joe Pesci. Or like he
I
just
watched Casino last week.
and that's how Michael got off of my case. You know,
and shove it up your ass.
yeah.
Is that little girl in here? Someone hear a little girl crying? I don't know. There was a tough guy in here. Now I just hear a little girl.
Now crying after the stabbing and horrific kicking, and he's sobbing to himself. He's like, there was a big tough guy in here a minute ago.
I just want to see a big tough guy in here. Oh, I love Joe Pesci.
Joe Pesci's scary.
Yeah. So that's what happened with Michael Bowman.
It's a good story.
That's good.
You guys want to end it there?
Probably.